whenever you're ready.
Okay. We live in a Shakespearean world. Why is Shakespeare so important in literature? That we have to study him and learn about him. That we have to study his sonnets, write sonnets, make presentations like this about Shakespeare. Well, you've been quoting Shakespeare all day, and you haven't got a clue. I'll give some examples of why he is so important and how you should appreciate him more. Next. Now I'll do a little game with y'all, and you guys, every time I beckon you on, you say quoting Shakespeare. Okay? Now, if you cannot understand my argument and declare it's Greek to me, you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
If you claim to be more sinned against than sinning, then you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
If you recall your salad days, then you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
If you act more in sorrow than in anger, if you wish as father to the thought, if your lost property has vanished into thin air, then you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
If you ever refuse to budge an inch or suffer from green-eyed jealousy, if you have played fast and loose, if you have been tongue-tied, a tower of strength, hoodwinked, or in a pickle, if you have knitted your brow, made a virtue of necessity, insisted on fair play, slept not one wink, stood on ceremony, danced in attendance on your lord and master, left yourself into stitches, had short shrift, cold comfort, or too much of a good thing, if you have seen better days or lived in a fool's paradise, why, be that as it may, the more fool you, for it is a foregone conclusion that you are, as good luck would have it,
Quoting Shakespeare.
if you think it is early days and clear out bag and baggage, if you think it is high time and that is long and the short of it, if you believe that the game is up and that the truth will out even if it includes your own flesh and blood, if you lie low to the crack of doom because you suspect foul play, if you have your teeth set on edge at one fell swoop without rhyme or reason, then to give the devil his due, if the truth were known, for surely you have a tongue in your head, you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
even if you bid me good riddance and send me packing, if you wish I were dead as a doornail, if you think I am an eyesore, a laughing stock, the devil incarnate, a stony-hearted villain, bloody-minded, a blinking idiot, then by Jove, oh Lord, tut-tut, for goodness sakes, what the dickens, but me no buts, it is all one to me, for you are
Quoting Shakespeare.
As you can see, he surrounds us. Now, works inspired by Shakespeare. West Side Story, which is inspired by Romeo and Juliet. 10 Things I Hate About You, which is inspired by The Taming of the Shrew, and a bunch of others. Now, you see, there's Shakespearean festivals in Vancouver, Stratford, Ashland, Oregon, all in America, and then the Globe in London, and of course Stratford-upon-Avon, his hometown. Okay. I guess. Now, we don't know much about Shakespeare, except that he was baptized, and then 3 days before they're expecting, he was born April 23rd, I believe, 1864. Or not 60, sorry, 1564. And one day he said he'll just, after he got married, he went to London and wrote playwrights, and he had children back at home. Now, one of them was named Hamnet, not Hamlet, Hamnet, not the play, of course, which is a great play. And now he got word while he was in London that Hamnet was very sick, and of course, by himself, there, he's crashing. He's panicking. He has to go back home. And if you drive from Stratford-upon-Avon, or London to Stratford-upon-Avon, it's about a 90-minute drive. But in those days, it was a 3-day drive, or ride there. So he packs his stuff, he goes to Stratford, and he meets his family, and he goes that Hamlet is dead, buried. And imagine the heartache. And I have a theory that this sonnet shall compare thee to a summer's day, that he froze Hamlet in time. That he did the thing that he could do best, is to write about it. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely or more tempered. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaf hath all too short a day. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometime decline, by chance or by nature's changing course and trim. But thine eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou owest, nor shall death brag of thou wondrous in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. As long as men can breathe and eyes can see, so long lives this and gives life to thee. So as you can see, he talks about eternity and pretty much like youth, and he says that everything beautiful stops, but you don't stop because you're eternal and you're always within me. So I think it's very beautiful that, you know, that it was a eulogy for Hamlet. But it's a theory. I can't prove it, but I can't disprove it. Next. The bard lives, as Ben Jonson said, well, not of an age, but for all time. And I have one last thing I was supposed to say for that. Yeah. One last thing why we remember him is obviously because of his great stories. Marchette Chute, in the introduction of her famous retelling of Shakespeare's stories, summarizes one of the reasons for Shakespeare's immeasurable fame, the best. Now, William Shakespeare was the most remarkable storyteller that the world has ever known. He told of adventure and men at war. Sophocles and Tolstoy told of tragedies and of people in trouble. Terence and Mark Twain told comedic stories. Dickens told melodramatic ones. Plutarch told histories, and Christian Andersen told fairy tales. But Shakespeare told every kind of story: comedy, tragedy, history, melodrama, adventure, love stories, and fairy tales. Nature them so well that they have become immortal. In all the world of storytelling, he has become the greatest name.
Thank you, Escalante.